What's up, everybody? Welcome into another episode of the Magnolia Made podcast. We're on episode 14 of the podcast. It's a podcast that discusses all things high school baseball related around the state of Mississippi. My name is Colin Chamblin. Alongside me is State Director Matt Miller. Got several things we want to discuss tonight. We're going to touch on the latest rankings released for the 25 class that come out yesterday. You got to stop that coughing, man.
Sorry.
Go over the rankings that come out yesterday, touch base on our preseason schedule that's coming out. We've got a special guest joining us tonight that we will introduce you guys to here in just a little bit. So let's check in on Matt. He's kind of had a big cough going on lately, so let's see how he's doing.
I'm getting by. You guys will have to excuse me. I'm going to try to mute myself each time I know a cough is coming. I had bronchitis over the last basically week. We were out in Las Vegas, and it was not an eventful trip for me. I stayed in the room most of the time coughing, so I'm on my way out of it, but forgive me if I get loud, and I'll try my best to mute myself right before one comes.
Yeah, and we forgot to mention we're going to touch base on some standouts from the top prospect games that we had for the underclass at Southern Miss this past weekend. Matt's going to touch base on some guys that stood out at the event. Let's turn the page. Let's get right into it. Like I said, we've got a special guest jumping on tonight. We're not going to keep him long. He's pretty busy. So let me throw him up here on the stage, and we will begin to introduce him. Also, any questions or comments you guys have tonight for the stream, feel free to drop them in. We'll throw them up on the screen. There he is, PBR 2020 Player of the Year.
Yes, sir.
Nationally. So, Connor Griffin, welcome in. How's it going?
It's good. I appreciate y'all having me on. It's
Connor,
on here.
I will say
questions for him.
I will say that you look like you've aged 2 or 3 years just by that goatee and beard. You're a good-looking fella, but you don't look like a teenager anymore, even though I know you still are. So I hope you're doing well, man, and I appreciate you hopping on here with us.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I know I look like I'm growing up a little bit, but I'm still having fun playing this game, man. I'm just getting started.
That's what it's all about, man. We won't keep you too long. We're just gonna ask a few questions, kind of see how your life is right now. You're back home. We talked briefly. You're back home. Got a little time before you head back to Bradenton. Can you give us a little bit of an idea of what the day-to-day life is for Connor Griffin now that he's no longer got classes to attend? Can wake up about anytime you want to. I don't know if you're still living at home. Just kind of give us an idea about what's going on in your life.
Yeah. So right now I'm back home. I'm not planning on moving out of here anytime soon. So I'm just enjoying it being back home with the family. Right now I'm kind of taking some time off. I mean, I've been going 100% since December. So I think it's good for you to take some time off, let your body rest. But once Thanksgiving ends, I'll get my off-season program up and going. And what's important for me right now is just making sure I'm eating the right way. The Pirates, they have me on a program where they want to have me at a certain amount of weight and maintaining that weight while also maintaining my speed, my athleticism. And so I'm really going to focus in on I'm having to eat like 4 meals a day, so I just gotta wake up early, probably start my day around 8, cook me a good breakfast, and then I'll get my workout in probably from 9 to 12:30. I do all my training over at Grit Training with Josh DeMoney, my hitting coach, and have my dad right there by my side as well when he has some time off, coaching softball. But I'll get my hitting done there, my defensive work. It's kind of tricky right now. I'm still working between shortstop and center field, so I'm having to some 2 positions, which to me I love it. Just gives me something to do, gives me some adversity, I would say, just trying to handle 2 positions. I think it's going to be fun for this upcoming spring. I'll get my workout in over there at Grid as well. So I finish around 12:30, and that's where I got to keep myself occupied. So I eat lunch and then.
How's the golf game?
It's getting okay. I've actually played a lot more than I thought I would, but I enjoy it. Me and my dad will go play a lot. It's just fun to get out there and think you're good sometimes and then get shown up real quick. But that definitely helps. Give me something to do.
PlayStation or Xbox?
I'm gonna go PlayStation. I like the PlayStation.
I figure with all the time you have on your hands now that there's a little time left for that. So are they not? You mentioned shortstop a few minutes ago. I'll be the first to admit that when you were drafted, I had no thoughts whatsoever of you ended up staying at shortstop. Nothing against you. I've seen you run, and it's fun to watch you run. And I don't know if I'm sure you've met Chris Truby. Chris Truby sent me a message. Me and him played together a long time ago. He sent me a message the day after you were drafted and asked me a little bit about you. And I told him that he would love you. I said, and I point blank said, I doubt he'll, because I guess he's the infield coordinator.
Yeah,
I said that I can't imagine you working with him, because I thought they'd just send you right out there to center field. But I saw a clip or a graphic the other day that has you listed as I think 5 years from today, the starting shortstop. I mean, I don't think anybody has any doubts that you can do that. But how does that feel in your mind, knowing that that's kind of the potential they see in you as a major league everyday shortstop?
It's pretty cool, especially to see that projected lineup that I was on playing shortstop. I really feel like shortstop is where I need the most work, and I'm ready to take that on through this all season, through the spring, and just with Truby being a guy right there by my side, he's a great coach, and he's fighting hard to keep me on the infield as long as I can. And I give credit to playing shortstop. It only helps me get better in the outfield. And so, my feet work will be good, and hand-eye coordination is always getting better in the infield as well. So it's pretty cool to see that I'm projected to be the shortstop one day, but you're gonna have ups and downs through this game, and who knows, I may end up in the outfield, and I'll be good with that, because that's what I've done my whole life, and just as long as I'm on that field, that's what I love to do.
What when you were playing, I know they haven't sent you to a city yet. What was the day like when you were in Bradenton, as far as the work you got in center field as opposed to what you got in shortstop?
Yeah, so right after the draft, I got sent to Bradenton to do the complex league, finish out that season. There was like 2 weeks left when I got down there, so I didn't practice one bit in the outfield. Every day it was at shortstop, doing early work at shortstop, just getting a ton of reps. And so I played 8 games when I was down there, and I played 6 at short. And then there was 2 games where they said, "Hey, we're gonna put you in center field today. Just go out there and be an athlete." So that's kind of what I did. And I don't mind that at all. Like I said, the shortstop prepared me for being able to go track down fly balls and stuff like that. So it was about 6 games at short, 2 in the outfield. So they kind of split it up a little bit.
They've seen you run too, so that I don't think it's a problem for them. I will say the first time I knew that you were special, I think it's been a long time, but the junior future games, it was the year of COVID, I believe, and there wasn't really anybody there. It was a kind of a boring trip compared to what it's like since COVID. But I remember you running the 60. I remember you hitting a ball into left field and taking like 17 steps, and you're at second base. So I just, that's kind of what I remember seeing. And for me, I'm like, oh, he's a center fielder. He's going to center field. So it's nice knowing that you're getting that opportunity. Maybe one day in the near future we'll see Connor Griffin at shortstop in Pittsburgh. What's really cool is I was lucky enough to make my major league debut in Pittsburgh.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was with Colorado Rockies, and you know this, and you can touch on it if you want to. What's it like walking out of that dugout and seeing what's the name of the field? PNC Park now?
PNC, yeah.
Yeah, that bridge and that outfield is really something special.
It is. To me, it's one of the most beautiful backdrops that I've seen at a major league stadium. I've been to eight or nine of them, but it's just beautiful back there, and especially on like a good night where there's a lot of people at the game. Like it can get electric. I know they kind of had a rough ending to their season, but I'm just hoping things can get on track here shortly, and by the time I'm knocking on the big leagues, like things are going good and get to play some really good ball games. But like for the first time walking out on that field, it was unreal. The only thing I don't like about it is it's about 412 to left center, so you gotta hit it a mile to get it out of there. But
you're getting bigger and stronger.
That's right.
So moving on to next spring and summer, is there a time frame, or I'm not a time frame? Is there an idea in your mind that where you may be to start your pro career as far as what city? Have they talked to you about any of that kind of stuff?
Yeah, so I think I'll start in Bradenton because the low A team is in Bradenton, as well as the complex. So since I played in the complex after the draft, I think after spring training, the goal is to start in low A in Bradenton. But it's really not up to me. I'm just gonna come back into spring training, 100% ready to go, and wherever they send me, just get ready to play games. But hopefully my career moves quick, but it's not really in my hands. All I can do is just show up every day and play ball. So we'll just see how it goes. But I'd hope to, start low A.
Do you know where the city is outside of Florida, the first place you could go?
Yeah, so it would be high A, North Carolina, Greensboro.
Yeah. I'll say this, there's a huge difference between, you've played in some of these games already. The difference between playing at, and I'm not sure if they'd still do it the same way. Your games at lunch, 1 o'clock.
Like during the complex, it was at lunch, but I think minor league games are all at night, or most of them are.
You'll see the electricity in the air when you head to North Carolina or wherever you head out of Florida. You'll see it's just something special about that first outing or first night outside of Florida, because you're used to playing in smaller crowds in Florida, and that's where really everybody's going to really get an idea of who Connor Griffin really is, and we look forward to seeing that, man. So I know Connor, we don't want to keep very long, man, but I know Colin had a question for you as we let you go, but we once again we appreciate you being with us, and we're rooting for you, big guy.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. Appreciate you hopping on tonight. With Thanksgiving coming up, before you go, we got to know your top 3 Thanksgiving dishes.
Mama's listening.
Yeah, she is. She's over there. I'm gotta have turkey at number 1. It's hard to beat that.
Fried or baked?
I'm gonna go baked.
Healthier option, Matt. Got to.
And I'm gonna have to put stuffing at number 2. Love me some of that, and then you got to end it with a dessert. So I'm gonna go with like strawberry cheesecake or
there you go.
Like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good one.
I was gonna put you in a headlock next time I saw you if you said cranberry stuff. Cranberry.
Nah.
Yeah, I don't want nothing to do with that, man.
No, me neither.
Well, look, man, we appreciate you. We didn't want to take too much time. We're always rooting for you, man. Love the way you carry yourself, and if there's anything we can ever do for you, please get with me, okay?
Of course, I would. And I appreciate y'all for having me on. PBR Mississippi has done a lot for me, so I just want to say thank y'all.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Yes, sir. Talk to y'all later.
All right, Matt, let's turn the page. We're going to highlight
dude,
what's up?
He's just a good dude.
Good dude, for sure. All right, let's just move.
I didn't cough too much.
Huh?
I didn't cough too much.
No, not too much. Just a couple times. I think we're like trying to keep count. 40 or 41 right there. Times you've coughed since you got on here.
Got to be close.
Yeah. All right, let's turn over to rankings. I know we dropped the updated 2025 rankings yesterday, the last update for the 2024 year for this class. So I'm gonna throw this. And hey, real quick, just want to highlight the next couple rankings coming up. We've got the 26s coming out on December 4th, the 27 class on December 11th, and then that first release for the 2028 class on December 18th. So. All right, I'll let you go ahead.
These are just small changes to most of these. There's not been a lot of playing time, but Excuse me. I will say this is 10 players. There's 150 players in this rankings. And it is what it is. I feel great about it. We'll just move on from there.
All right. Sounds good. All right. We'll flip it over to our preseason ID schedule or preseason schedule. We've got 3 IDs that we're hosting across the state, followed by the lone invite only event, the preseason all-state that'll be held back at Clinton High School again. We'll kick it off here with our first event up in Hernando. Matt, I'll let you touch base.
Yeah, that's going to be at the Elevate Factory, Elevate facility where I think it's called the Gatorade Fieldhouse in Hernando. Really nice indoor facility with some outdoor areas to do some things too. But it's a good spot for us to see some guys up north, and each one of these ID events is also a way, if we don't know you, to get yourself to the preseason all state, which is going to be in Clinton. But the preseason all state is one of our top events before the start of the season. We try to butt it up as far as we can against the start of the season to make sure everybody's good and ready to go throw bullpens. At these events, I know they're in January. You're looking at BP and a 15-pitch bullpen, so you should be doing that anyway. We're not looking to have anybody go out and pitch in games, so that's not something you have to think about. You're just going out and getting your work in. There may be some college coaches in the stands. And it's just a way for us or a way for you to get your foot in the door, get some exposure, get your name on a list for colleges to come see you play during the spring. So the first one we're going to have is January 12th at Hernando. The second one is going to be at Madison Ridgeland Academy. Got a brand new turf stadium or turf field there at Madison Ridgeland. We're going to do that on I think is that Sunday?
Yeah, the Hernando one was Sunday as well.
Yeah. Sunday is going to be our first. It's going to be our Central Mississippi. So that'll be this kind of the same scenario as the North Mississippi. It's a way to get in the door. It's a way to if you can't make the preseason all state, but you can make this one. You just want to come update your numbers. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's just a way for us to get to know you better. A way for us to see you up against some other quality talent. And it's for you rising juniors and seniors, they're recruitable right now and able to be spoken to by recruits. I don't think you can this day, but it's just a way to get put on a list so they can come watch you and hopefully elevate your opportunities at the next level. So January 19th at Madison Ridgeland Academy. Following day will be at Gulf Coast Community College. That's a Monday. Same as the two before. It's just an opportunity to get your work in, be seen. There's be some colleges at that one for sure. Most of our events are going to have anywhere from 5 to 10, sometimes more colleges. If they're a Rising Stars event, of course there's less. But these events are really good ways to get the ball rolling for your spring. And then it all accumulates with the preseason all-state. This is by far our best preseason event as far as the talent. Last year, I think we had 75. We could probably carry anywhere from 75 to 90. We had it last year at Clinton. It's just a great spot to have this all-turf field. The weather, we have indoor opportunities if the weather gets bad, so this will happen. Of course, we love doing it outside, and in Mississippi, you just never know what you're going to get. 2 years ago, we had 19, 20-degree weather in Clinton. Last year, we had 50-degree, 55-degree weather and a little misty, but we got through it. Hopefully this year we'll have 75-degree and sunny. So we look forward to it. It's a great way to kickstart the spring for you guys, and you should be kind of at your max or almost season ready as far as your bullpens and stuff. So and swinging the bat. So we look forward to that and can't wait. So
you're hitting the north, central, and south part of the state?
We're gonna do it, man.
There we go. I hear you.
busy January.
All right, let's move on. Top prospect games was held this past weekend for the underclass over at Southern Miss down in Hattiesburg. Really good event, I thought. Obviously, me and Landon hit the road for gameplay just because we had such a long drive, but thought the showcase part went well. Guys out during BP and during the defensive workouts. So I know you're anxious to touch base on some of those guys.
Yeah, I will say that this event is has 2 years in a row has been really special. We've I think me and you were talking a little bit before we got on. There was 15 at least 2027 possible future gamers at this event. Mm-hmm. There's probably going to be 8 to 10 for sure invites out of not anytime soon. They're going to, we wait till after the Magnolia State games. But this event had up to 15 potential future gamers. And you're talking about a roster of 20 to 25. More than half the players that we possibly might take to Atlanta were at this event, and it was just amazing. We also got a chance to use our Vault system. We've moved into a new laser 60 system, and the Vault system is pretty cool for you guys that were there. You got to experience it. The lasers, each one of them reads out your split, has your name on it, rolling around the cylinder, and then once you get to the very finish, it tells you exactly what you ran. So really cool to see.
They picked up on it quick too, because the guys, I noticed there at one point they were running through the 60-yard split trying to turn around and see their 60 time.
Yeah, not one person asked me what they ran this time either. It's pretty cool. So, but anyway, that was pretty cool. But as far as the talent at the event, I know we'll go through the quick hits here real quick. Then look, the quick hits is just a list of some guys that really stood out. But there was quite a few players, and I might touch on a few of them after we get through here. But just rolling through this real quick, Drew Davis. Drew was up to 91. Drew's an all-around talent, both on in the field, at the plate, on the mound. He's solidified his body. He was actually, up to 90.5 on our gun, but I think East Central was also there, and I want to say he had some 891 plus readings on their gun. So he's got the breaking ball. He was, last year I saw him a couple of times and he had dipped down and looked like he might have been a little tired, probably in low, mid to upper 80s, and looks like he's regained some of that strength and he looked in midseason form this week, man. He's got a chance to allow him and the other guys that are at Sumrall, which we may touch on a couple of them later, but I know Landon Hawkins and Leo Odom. I mean, they've got an opportunity to head back to Trustmark, and it's Drew did a great job this weekend. So
yeah, I noticed the spin rates on the breaking ball too. I don't know if you touched on that, but those numbers were really high.
Good tumbling action, man. It's downward movement. It's a lot of depth. It's hard to hit, dude. But he did a great job. And I know we talk about him as a pitcher often, but he's got potential upside to play college baseball as a position player also. So Tucker Rice, another big arm in the making, skinny, lean, up to 89. What was he up to?
I think he was low 90s across the field, right?
Yeah, and it was 86, 87, I think, on the diamond. I mean, on the bump. So he's just lean, lanky. He's got some genetics too. His brother Brooks was a LSU commit. I think he's at Samford now, but Brooks is a little taller, so Tucker may grow a little bit, but he's already, and I know we got him swinging the bat. He's, a lot of these guys, we don't want to pigeonhole them into a position, a PO position, because they do have upside as position players also, but things that stand out to us right now is Tucker Rice on the mound. And that's the case with Reese Atkinson too. Reese has got an opportunity to be a position player as well, but we really like him on the mound. He's got a little bulldog attitude. Last time Reese was there, he got hit in the face and broke his orbital socket or over the bone. It scared me to death. He was back and up to 89, I think, this weekend. And 6'3", 185 pounds, just some upside. He's got a little action to his fastball, arm side. A little sweeping slider. You guys like to call it sweeper. I don't like calling it that, so it's a sweeping slider. But he's just a special young man. Another guy's got an opportunity to go to Atlanta. I think Clay Tolbert might have been my most eye-popping arm of the weekend. You had left. I wish you would have been able to see this kid. He never threw a pitch under 87.8. He never, I don't think he hit 90, but he never threw. He held 88, 89 the whole time.
Yep.
And I told him after it was over that his slider's better than his fastball. It was really, really good stuff, man. And Trey Sutton lost quite a few arms last year at West Jones, and I know they'll be counting on Clay to Clay's also got an older brother. It's at Ole Miss. So he's got some genetics also in the family, and I know Trey Sutton will be expecting him to be big for those guys over for the Mustangs this year. So, and then we got Trent Bugley. Trent's our number one 2027. He was in future games with us last year. You can bet he'll be there this year. He's just a big, strong bulldog that he didn't pitch this week. He's still playing football, and but he gets that, once he gets to the plate, he's a threat, scary guy. Not built like a 2027. He's built like a 2022 that's already graduated in college. So fun watching him swing the bat, and he'll be we'll be seeing more of him coming up this spring. So Aiden DeMoran was another bright spot for the event. I was very impressed. I was impressed with his overall day as far as just how he carried himself and how he went through the workout. But I was most impressed with how he handled an 0-2 slider. I think it might have been from Tolbert. I can't remember for sure, but it was a very, very good tight slider, all down and away on an 0-2 pitch, and he stayed on it and drove it right back up the middle. And it was just fun to watch. He's a guy that I look forward to seeing down at D'Iberville this spring. So Brandon Overstreet, I've said it before, Brandon could possibly be moving up in the rankings, and I couldn't. Rankings don't mean much, but this kid could end up being number one at some point. He's just a big, strong ox, and can play the shortstop position. And that's a big boy right there, man. But he's smooth on defense. The swing is coming, power's coming. He's got a chance to be a very, very special player, and like a lot of these guys, I can't wait to see kind of where they are in the calendar year. Who's this next? KJ Roberts. KJ started last year at Oak Grove, so I've seen him quite a bit. KJ's a compact player. He can run. He can field. He wants the ball. He's a guy who's you want on your team. He's prototypical type 2-hole hitter. Can swing the bat. Can run. Can lay the bunt down. He's going to be a good one for Coach McCardle over at Oak Grove. So. Logan Humphreys, Logan's got some work ahead of him with his body. You can see there he's got to get stronger and tighter. But his swing plays, man, he put some juice into it. Had an in-game double. He just really lit up the fastball into the gap, and I was impressed to kind of see the swing. You can see the swing right there, man. That swing plays, man. He just got to really concentrate on the weight room. Not over tall. He's not too tall. I think he's maybe 5'11", but. There's some 5'11" guys in the big leagues that are mashing. So just work on that body, and big things happening for him. Landon Sweeney, another guy who's continuously, progressively getting better every time we see him. He's getting a little strong. He's kind of muscular now, and he's always been muscular, but it's a little bit more muscular now. And he just does everything right. He does it all over the field. Had a good round on BP. Mid to upper 80 or upper 90s exit velocities, I believe, or it's headed that way. Can play multiple positions. Can play outfield, infield, and gets it done. So he's another guy that could be on his way to Atlanta. We have some tough decisions ahead of us, but he may not be that tough. Who we got? Rowan Atkinson. Rowan's kind of came out of I wouldn't say nowhere, but the last time I saw him, I thought, lefty on the way. We'll see what he looks like in a couple of years. But then I got a text from somebody. A college coach asking about him, and I was kind of like, I hadn't seen him in a while. Well, I saw him this weekend, and he was up to 87, I believe. Quirky lefty, steps across his body, adds some deception, and he's going to be a commodity that college coaches want to bring in. I mean, he's got a little bit more in the tank too, but the arm action works. Got some tilt to his breaking ball, so he's going to help. And he's recently moved to Summerall, so. They added another arm. Who we hit? Axton Westmoreland. Axton is, one of the top players in the 2028 class. Can do it all. I like him a lot on the mound. I think he's got that makeup and that ability and that fluidness to his delivery that's going to make him special. Already knows how to pitch. He's got a really good changeup. Can command the fastball pretty well. Good breaking ball. I just think he has all the things that it takes to be a quality pitcher moving forward, and I think he's going to get a lot of play over the next few years. So, and he can swing the bat too. One of my top one of my favorite hitters since I've been doing this, or since I've known him, Reed Sandberg. Reed is just, he just can swing it, man. He uses whole field. You can't beat him away. You can't beat him in. He's going to get the barrel on the ball, and it's a level swing and drives the ball to all fields. Can run a little bit. So he's a guy you want in your lineup. Sawyer, I think I said it on here. Sawyer's a lot like Reed, but Sawyer's got a little bit more power and a little bit loft to his swing. Sawyer was in the home run derby against Alabama in the border battle.
I mentioned to him when he got there. I said, hopefully, there's no home run derbies today for him to have.
Yeah, y'all had that ace in your back pocket. I didn't know that. And the guy that hit the ball 500 feet. But Sawyer did a good job, and I think he hit 2 or 3 that day. I can't remember, but he at least made it something to watch. But Sawyer's got more power coming too, so I don't want him to think that he's just a home run hitter, because he can swing it, man. He can swing it all fields, but he does have some pop over the wall pop.
Yeah.
Mason Ballard, you touched on him earlier. Mason's he's one of the top 3 to me catching prospects in that class. He didn't throw anything under a one. I'm not somebody that likes throwing out 1/8s, and I think Ross Highfield was the best number I had for a couple of years at 191 or 189. And I tried my best to not give this to him on this weekend, but I think he had a 187.
He did, and I remember during the defensive workout, he kind of was inching up a little bit. And hey, stay back and stay down, And then the last one he threw was his better pop time.
Yeah, I'll bark at him a little bit to make him stay in the shoot a little bit longer, and he did. And he's just quick, and he's got a good arm. I think he's up to 80 miles an hour from behind the plate. So I mean, it just done it. I don't think he threw anything over a 1.98 or 1.99.
1.87, 196 maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I can't chop him for doing it right. I mean, it is what it is. But he did a great job. He can swing the bat a little bit too. He's a gap power guy, but he's another guy that's on our short list for heading out to Atlanta. Tyson Henry. Tyson's not the most fluid player that we had this weekend, but I'll say this: Tyson got it done in all aspects. Doesn't have the prettiest swing, but hits, finds the barrel. Not the prettiest behind the plate, but gets it done, and his pop times aren't bad. I think 2.0. Can get on the mound and give you 80, low 85-mile-an-hour fastballs. And he's another guy that cleans up his body a little bit and starts hitting the weight room and focuses on some areas of physique. Then all those numbers get better, man. So I thought he did a great job, and proud of guys like that. Colt Burnham was a turn my head this week. He could do it on both sides. We don't have him on the mound here, but he actually some of the video from the mound was a little blurry. So for the sun shining at us, so you really can't see it as great as I would like to see it. I mean, you'll see it; they'll see it on the profile. But Colt did a great job. I think he was in the mid 80s. Spun it well. A Hartfield arm that I didn't get a chance to see Hartfield as much as I'd like to, but I'm gonna make a point to go see him this spring because they do have some dudes. So Cope's one of them. So Chad Davidson, to me, I liked his arm, lefty from it looked like he had an idea of what he was doing up there. Spun it well. You can see that curveball right there. That was that's pretty legit. He gets it up into the mid low 80s, I think. I want to say 82, 83. But look, he's a 2027, so there's definitely time for added velocity. But he already knows what he's doing, so I look forward to seeing him at St. Joe. If not there, maybe against somebody. I'm just not sure. I'm waiting to get all these schedules and try to set our schedules up as we get closer to the season. Cooper McCoy, right down the road at Summerall. We saw him at an ID event, I think, this summer. And I liked him then. He's gotten better. This arm works right here. This could be another big arm from Summerall. Is he a 27 or a 28?
Let me go back. I think it was 27. No, 28. Sorry.
Yeah. So you talking about a 28? You talking about a ninth grader right here? I mean, this kid's going to pitch. He's probably going to get some innings this year for them. Knows what he's doing. I mean, can spin it. I don't have the changeup on there, but the changeup wasn't bad either. But yeah, man, there was some talent there. Let me. Is that the last guy on the Twick hits?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. There was a few more guys that I felt like just don't want to miss anybody. That
Cruz
stood out.
Albritton off the top.
Cruz Albritton is another. When I was going through the list earlier about players that have a chance to head out to the future games, and I'm not telling anybody they're going, but Cruz was a junior futures, I think 2 times.
Yeah, I think so.
And we've written so much on him. Some of these guys, we can't just write you up every time you come to an event. We can, but Cruz knows what we think about him. He didn't have the greatest at what's funny is he didn't think he had the greatest BP this past weekend, but he was hitting missiles to the opposite field, but he wanted to pull the ball. And he doesn't understand a lefty hitting missiles to the opposite field in the gaps, to me, is way cooler and shows me a lot more. It shows me you can cover the plate. You can drive the ball with authority the other way. And so that was pretty cool watching him. He didn't think so, but he's another guy that's a serious serious candidate for heading out west or out to Atlanta.
I'm scrolling through the roster here. Like Parker Hicks, probably one you want to talk about. Dawson McMillan.
I think Parker had the hit the highest exit velocity for the day. Just to touch on some of these guys, Parker Hicks had the highest exit velocity of the event, and Parker's been gradually getting more consistent and more with adding more power each time we see him. I think I don't want to miss Seth Welch. Ran really well. Seth ran really well. I think a 6.81 and a 60 for a 2028. And then he didn't have the best BP, but he got in the game and he smoked the baseball. I mean, so it's crazy watching some guys maybe not have the best event or workout numbers that you would think they would have or that they would want to have. Then they get in the game and they show us who they are as players. And Seth did a good job. Let's see here. Let me see. Let me go to the pitching stuff. And I know we talk about velocity a lot, but there's guys like Bowen Vaughn, Ty Latham. You're talking about low 80 guys that are moving in a really good direction, and that velocity as they get older is going to creep up.
Ty Latham was like 80 in the outfield. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and Ty's brother is Southern Miss commit and was a future gamer, so genetically he's going to be moving probably into that direction too, or into that category at some point.
It's not bad for a 28.
No. St. Bowen Vaughn. Bowen's a left-hander that can swing it. He's kind of like Axon Westmoreland. Pretty good mechanics. A little high with his slide. I'd like him to relax a little bit, but I'm not a pitching coach. I just kind of like what I see. But Bowen has some opportunity to advance in this game as well. But yeah, there's quite a few. Tucker Elliott. Tucker threw really well at our Tucker's a 2029.
Yeah.
And he came to our which we don't normally let those guys in, but I think he's a little older. But he came to the border battle because we needed an arm, and he threw really well. Yep. So we were like, come on, come to this event. And once again, he didn't have the same command, but he's a guy, not a big lefty, but he knows how to pitch, can throw 2 or 3 pitches for last say strikes. He has a feel for him. He has to get better at command. And he's going to be a kid that's going to be on the radar of some colleges too, but he's got plenty of time. What else, man? Anything else I'm missing? Let's go with you touched on the 2 infielders. We had Drew Davis and Tucker Rice, both 93 from across the infield. Reese Atkinson, 92 from across the infield. I mean, you're talking about a 2027, 2028 event, and they're putting up low 90s across the diamond. And we had, I'd say 15 above 80, 15 arms above 80 for a 2027, 2028 event. That's pretty good. We had, 6 or 7 sub 760s. We had 8 to 10, 80 plus outfield arms. So you're talking about Landon Sweeney had the highest with 91, Rowan Atkinson 90, and then Ty Latham 89. So just an overall really good event, man. It's becoming one of our top events of the fall. And I will, I said it earlier, next year when we have this event, whether and it's probably going to be a late October, early November event, probably end up being our last event of the year. It's a must attend event if you get an invite for it. If you're a 27, 28 player that's not playing football and that's able to come to the event, it's a must attend. I mean, it's literally 15 guys that may be in Atlanta at the future games from this event alone. So it's a big one, man.
Yeah, it would be pretty cool if we can have it at Ole Miss next year.
Yeah, just kind of keep flipping it around. We had Mississippi State last year, Southern Miss this year. It'd be cool if it was Ole Miss, and then maybe some of the other spots. But yeah, between that event, the Magnolia State games, the preseason All-State, and a few other ones in there. There's some really good events that really give you an opportunity to be seen against guys typically of your caliber that we've already kind of vetted through the ID process, and we're looking to make decisions on as far as moving towards Atlanta or either in rankings, type things like that. And I know the rankings is a player rankings is a big deal, but we do a pretty good job. If we don't see you as much as we would like to, then that's on us. We're going to try to get out and see players more as much as we can, but it's not a perfect science, but I think we do a great job. I think we do the best job myself, but yeah, it is what it is. If we haven't seen you, come to one of our events, and prove it. I like to say use it as fuel. If you're pissed off about something, use it as fuel. I did it. I wasn't a player that was on anybody's radar. I went to junior college. The only junior college I had an opportunity to go to, I went to a D2 school, but I kept knocking down doors and made myself a big leaguer. So I'm not a sad story guy. If you got a sad story, I don't need to hear it. So if you want to get upset over some of the stuff, use it as fuel. Prove us wrong. I do it every day. And that's kind of how I raise my son, is to prove people wrong. It ain't always about them. It's something internal, but I'm a fan of all you guys. I love this job. I love, going to these events and seeing guys that are players that, we might can help him out. Now he's, and when I say help him out, just throwing tweets out there and talking for you. That's what we love about this. I think Colin, you probably feel the same way. There's no better feeling than seeing a kid commit. Yeah. That's what we do this for. You commit, we feel like we had just a little bitty small part of it if we threw a tweet out, and it makes us feel good, man. It's like getting a strikeout on the outside corner, hitter looking. We got it. We did it. We didn't do it, but you did it. But it just feels good, man. So if we can do anything to help you guys, by all means, reach out to us. And we'd love to see you at an event if you've never been to one. But it's just a fun job, man. It really is. And there's perks to it, and there's negative parts of it. But, getting to see guys like Connor Griffin from where he started. Connor ran a 6.8 at the Junior Futures back in 2020, I think, or 19, whatever it was. And getting to watch him progress into where he is today, that's not the typical, path that the player takes, but it's special to watch and getting to know these guys. And, it really is cool to wake up one day and send you a text and say, hey, so-and-so committed. And look, most of the time I get a boom from you, and then we share the tweet. So it's fun for us. So, if anything we can do, let us know.
For sure. You want to touch on team previews? I know that we had talked about that briefly before we hopped on. We'll start rolling those out. We're going to start those earlier this year. Start them on like December 9th, I think, is our plan.
We've got about 19 or 20 already turned in. So you college or you high school coaches, do your, if you didn't get one, reach out to me either through my text or email or social media. They can reach out to Colin too. We're both on there and pretty easy to find. Let us know and we'll send you a preview. We're going to start. What date did you say we're going to start putting them out?
Monday, December 9th.
So Monday, December 9th, we're going to start putting them out. Is it going to be any type of order, just randomly?
We can talk about that. We'll figure it out. No, there's no set order. We'll figure it out.
So it's not really, it's not a big hurry, but if you can, it takes 5-10 minutes maybe to fill it out, depending on how much information you want to give us. We would love to put out something, just a preview of what's to come for your program. If you can send it, excuse me, if you can send us a schedule, we can't get out and see everybody, man, but we really love having the schedules and knowing that, if there's an opportunity to and I know we always want to get to Northmore, so we're going to try to do that every year, and it helps to be able to schedule that out with Colin living, in North Alabama and can move over, and me going up a few times. But a schedule helps. That way we can kind of plan our schedule around you guys. So if you could, coaches, please send us a questionnaire back. If you didn't receive one, just let me know and I'll send you one really quick and get it back to me as soon as you can. So it's a favorite time of the year for me. I love high school baseball. So if you can, get us a preview, and we'll get some information out there on what to expect for you guys in 2025.
Yeah, I think we started those up fall of 22 in Mississippi. I know some other states have done them, but I think we did like 30, maybe 35 previews for the preseason of 2023. And then last year, we've nearly doubled that number around.
I think we had 65. I'd like to get 75 to 100 this year.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how many schools we have in Mississippi. I know it's 300 maybe plus, but and I know we won't probably ever get to that number, but I'd like to get as close as we can. So
that's why we're going to start rolling them out a little earlier this year too. Like years past, we've gotten like several of them rolled out, and then like the last week we're trying to roll out like 3 or 4 a day because we just get late submissions. So
yeah,
the earlier we can crank those out and get those rolling, the better.
Yeah. And if there's any updates, any logos or anything like that, by all means send it to us so we can have the right logo up there. But I think we do a pretty good job of finding them. But if it's easy for you to just shoot us a new logo or anything that's changed, just let us know.
Yep. I'm good, Matt. That's kind of all I had written down over here to go over today. I don't know if you've got anything else you want to touch on before we continue.
I'm good. Once again, thanks to Connor for jumping on here. His appreciate his mom and dad giving them to us for a few minutes, and look forward to following his career as well as everybody else that we come in contact with.
I will say too, if you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's free to subscribe. I think we hit like 23, 24 subscribers today. So let's just set a goal for 100 and try to get there and build from there. But if you don't mind, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll be notified when we go live and stuff like that. And obviously follow us on our other social accounts as well if you don't already. So that's it for me. If you guys don't have anything else, Matt, we'll hop. Appreciate you guys for listening. Hope everybody has a good and happy Thanksgiving, and we will see you guys next time.
Thank you, guys.